Myself, Swapna B. Shashi, AP, CSC Department, Jyoti Engineering College. I am going to take a topic, Directed Acyclic Graph from Compiler Design. A DAG stands for Directed Acyclic Graph. Both syntax tree and DAG are graphical representations. A syntax tree doesn't find the common sub-expressions, whereas a DAG can find out the common sub-expression. Another usage of DAG is in the application of optimization technique to the basic block. To apply optimization technique on basic block, a DAG is constructed from a 3-address code, which is the output form of an intermediate code generation. So actually the compiler will be taking the input as input program, then target program must be generated. In between input code and target code, there will be a intermediate code form. That intermediate code form can be represented as either 3-address code or quadruple, etc. So now we are considering how a DAG is constructed from a 3-address code. So 3-address code is a form of intermediate code. So what are the characteristics of DAG? External or leaf nodes are identifiers or variable names or constants. And all internal nodes will be operator values. So actually DAG can be considered as an abstract syntax tree in which external or interior nodes are identifiers or variable names or constants. All internal nodes store operator values. How a DAG can be constructed? There are 3 possible cases regarding the instructions in a 3-address code. 3-address code consists of at most 3 operators. That is, it will be having at most 3 operands. It can have either 2 operands or a single operand. So DAG can be constructed based on step 1. If y is undefined, then create a node with label y. Similarly, create a node with label z. Step 2. Create a node with label OP whose left child is node y and node z will be the right child. Also check for any common sub-expressions. For case 2, determine if a node is labeled OP. Such node will have a child node y. In the case of case 3, node n will be node y. Then, in the case of step 3, delete x from list of identifiers for node x. Append x to the list of attached identifiers for node n. So consider an example for a 3-address code statement. So this whole thing can be considered as a basic block. This basic block consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 statements that are all 3-address codes. So we are going to create a DAG corresponding to this basic. First, A equal to B into C is taken. How a DAG can be generated? B into C. B into C. Operator will be assigned as interior node. Leaves will be the operands. So this value will be assigned to A. Whatever is on the left hand side. So that name or that variable will be assigned to the operator node. So it can be considered as B into C is assigned to A. Similarly, next is D equal to B. That is, value of B is assigned to value of D. Already we have B here. So this B value will be assigned to D. So we can append D to this leaf node. So it can be D comma B. both will be same. For the third statement, E equal to D into C. D into C is D into C is assigned to E. So already we have A here. So we are appending E to this leaf, this interior node. So now both A and E have same value. What is the value? D into C. And B into C is stored in A. And D equal to B. So the same value will be stored in both A and E. For the fourth statement, B equal to E, append B to node E. So now we are changing B from here to this interior node. So now A, E and B all are same position. That is, whatever value is stored in E can be assigned to B. So whatever value is in B, E can be assigned to B. So B will have value such as D into C. Now D into C is stored in both A, E and B. Next one is F equal to B plus C. We can create a node for operator plus whose left child is B and right child is C. See, already we have C here. So we are adding a operator here plus, which have left child as B, then right child as C. So we have to create a link from plus to this one. So that is how it goes. Plus, that is B plus C can be assigned to F here. Then for the last statement, G equal to F plus D. F plus D. F plus D can be assigned to G. Already we have D here. So we are appending an arc here. So this is the directed acyclic graph for the above basic block. So what are the applications of DAG? It determines common sub-expressions. What are the common sub-expressions here? In the given basic block, B into C. This is a common sub-expression. B into C and D into C, since D equal to B. So B into C will be considered as a common sub-expression. So identify common sub-expression, then remove common sub-expression for getting an optimized code. Then determine the names used inside the block and the names that are computed outside the block. Then DAG determines which statements of the block would have their computed value outside the block. Code can be represented by a DAG describing the inputs and outputs of each of the arithmetic operations performed within the code. This representation allows the compiler to perform common sub-expression elimination efficiently. So first we will be identifying common sub-expression, then later on we can eliminate it. Several programming languages describe systems of values that are related to each other by a directed acyclic graph. When one value changes, its successors must be recalculated. Each value is evaluated as a function of this predecessors in the DAG. So these are the applications and uses of DAG, and I have illustrated with an example.